to do this. Good morning, everyone. Can y'all hear me? I'm using my headset with the new improved system. Wish me luck. Okay. Welcome to the Sunday morning service of the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Gainesville. I am Sue Boone, Worship Associate for this morning. I have been a proud Unitarian Universalist officially for 46 years. It's a lifesaver, but probably it started in 6th grade confirmation class in 1956 when I decided this Christianity business was not my cup of tea. But okay. I want to welcome all of you on Zoom, those at our sibling church in Valdosta, and those of you who are at home here in Florida or far away. Thank you for choosing to worship with us today. And for those of you in the sanctuary, I'm glad we're together in community. I am a cisgendered tall woman of European descent. I am 80 years old. My short hair is turning white, especially around my face. My pronouns are she and her. This morning I am wearing an aqua top, one of my two main colors, and of course, black pants. We are privileged to be on this lovely property, which was once the home of the Timucua and Seminole tribes. We try to maintain it as well as they do, but we probably don't. If you are a visitor with us today, please feel free to stop by our welcome table with the green tablecloth in the Phillips Social Hall during coffee hour. Our welcome team would love to tell you more about Unitarian Universalism and our congregation. This coming Wednesday is recognized as Earth Day. So, today and next Sunday, we will be exploring topics relevant to Earth Day. Jim Wright has an announcement.
Good morning. I'm Jim Wright. I'm the chair of the Finance Committee here at UUFG. I just want to give a brief update on our stewardship campaign, which we've been having now for about a month and a half, I guess. First of all, I want to thank those who have made a pledge. We very much appreciate that. As of 4 days ago, we had received 103 pledges for $293,000. That is 86% of our goal. Hi, Mary. We need the last 14% in order to fully fund our budget and have the type of fellowship that we want to have. There are still about 20 or so individuals and families who either pledged last year or who have been regular givers who we still hope to get a pledge from. If you have not yet made a pledge, after the service you can see me and I'll give you a pledge card, or you can make a pledge on our website, or you can call or email Cam at the church office and make a pledge with him. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. We need to do better, though. Just saying. Pamela, come on up. This is Pamela Marshall-Coons. She's a member. She's part of the Share the Plate recipient for today, Moms Demand Action, and she'll talk about her organization.
Thank you so much, and good morning to all of you here. It is such an honor and a pleasure to be here this morning to share with you about Moms Demand Action. As I prepared last night thinking about what we do, Moms Demand Action, and why, when I saw the statistic that last night alone we lost 130 Americans, and that happens every night in this country. The last statistics from the CDC was we are losing close to 48,000 Americans every year to gun violence. That should not be acceptable. It is not be something that we go to sleep on, because the numbers continue to increase. And before it knocks on our door, we have an opportunity to do something. I'm so pleased with the work that Moms Demand Action has been able to do over the years in advocating for gun safety, for responsible gun ownership, for understanding that it is the people with the guns on the other end that pull the trigger that end lives. We are losing our young people to gun violence. We're losing our veterans, and to all of the men and women who have served this country in the audience this morning, I salute you and I thank you for your service. I apologize that we're not paying closer attention to the fact that every night in this country, 33 to 40 veterans are losing their lives to violence, to suicide. More than we have lost in all of the military conflicts combined. That is not acceptable. I am very pleased to say that the work that Moms Demand Action continues to do, even in the face of the adversity that they sometimes face, that we are still pushing forward, and we need your help. We desperately need your help. This year in Florida, they did not pass the law to lower the age to 18 to purchase a gun. They didn't. But the concern is the new head of the Senate will be in favor of that. And while they say that you can go to the military at 18 and get a gun, but those young men and women get training. We have people who are getting guns who have been raised on video games where you can hit reset. Once you pull the trigger in real life, there is no reset. We urge you to become active with Moms Demand Action. We are here with our team members, if they would raise their hands, and we have a table in the back with information. Moms Demand Action is very supportive of those candidates who have the common sense to know that we must do all that we can to save lives. Let me tell you, in Washington, D.C., I worked in lobbying work. In Washington, D.C., the pharmaceutical industry has 5 lobbyists per legislator. We don't have that kind of resources. The resources that we do have look just like you. When you support the work of Moms Demand Action, when you support the candidates who are advocating for gun sense, for responsible gun ownership, you become the lobbyists, you become the educators, you become the teachers, and urging people to get out and vote. So again, we thank you so much this morning for the opportunity just to be here, just to share with you that every life matters, every breath matters, and to think that tonight again, 130 people are going to be on the other end of a bullet that comes out of a gun, and that will be the last breath they take. We have an opportunity to change these statistics, and we really, really need your support. So I hope that we will see you at our table so that you can find out more. One of the other things, June 11th and 12th at the University of Florida, their Board of Trustees will be meeting to talk about guns on the campus at UF, the Guardian program. If you know anybody there, if you have the opportunity to go there, please do so. Because these are young minds. These are teachers who are supposed to be there to teach. We're not supposed to be dodging bullets. So anything that you can do to tell the UF board to opt out of the Guardian program, You will greatly appreciate it when you see the impact that it makes on these young lives and the adult teachers that are there. Again, Sue, thank you so much. Thank you to you all in this congregation and all that you do in this community. Blessings and peace to you.
The Social Justice Committee now has a special presentation. Mary Barr, would you please come up?
Thank you, Sue, and good morning. So we are going to give out the Alice Primack Social Justice Award this morning, and I want to call up some people who have worked on this for the last year. Judith Kendall, she's the one, this was her idea, but she also made it possible, and Judith's right over here. So I want you to know who did all the work. Let's see, Foundation, Sandra Topp, and if you're willing, come up and stand. Sandra Topp is a member of the foundation, as is Doris Hargrave, and they voted to do $1,000 a year for the next 5 years to social justice organizations in memory of Alice. The board is Tom Marisi here. The board helped us with this. We came up with a plan that took quite a few months to come up with, and we'd send it to the board and they'd send it back with feedback, and they finally voted to approve it. So the board was an important part of this as well. And then my hardworking committee, Steve Cecil, if you're here, come on up. Jay Whitehead and Norden, and I know that we have one more who's gone, and that's Jack Koulis. So all these folks worked very hard on this, along with the person who nominated our winner, Kirsten Flamand. If she's in this, there she is. So all these people, give them a hand because they've worked very hard to get this done. Whee! And now, our winner, and if you want to come on up, Leah Gaglione of Peak Literacy. She was not. Oh. You can just stay there for right now. Yeah. She was nominated by Kirsten. Peak Literacy trains tutors for one-on-one work with at-risk children in 11 tutoring programs in Alachua plus one in Levy County. These programs included, one of the early ones was Pine Ridge Community Center, which many of you know about, because it continues a tutoring program that was started by Alice over 20 years ago. So there's a wonderful connection here between Leah's program, which is growing fast and expanding, and Alice's. And Jay Whitehead is going to come up and give the award. And Leah, come on up.
Leah, it's wonderful to see you again. It gives me a great pleasure to meet you again. You've spoken at the Free Speech Forum that Alice was instrumental in setting up. And it just reminded me that justice is love in action, which was one of the principles that she stood for, and certainly literacy, curiosity, and the desire to learn and figure the world out is an essential part of it, and you're part of that, and helping younger kids. So it gives me great pleasure to present this to you. Social Justice Council Award, Alice Primack, and in addition to that, a check for the organization. Thank you so much. Wonderful. But I want to keep the box too.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much to the committee that took time to choose a winner, because I'm sure there are so many I know there are so many different organizations that are working towards similar goals. So I brought with me this morning some cards from the kids at Pine Ridge that they drew that you can see afterwards if you'd like in the reception. But these are the kids that this check is going to continue to help and allow us to do the work that Alice started in the Pine Ridge community. We are very excited that when I first met Kirsten, I'd given a talk at the Florida Free Speech meeting, and when you talk about these things, you have a lot of people that will come up and say, oh, I want to do this, and I want to do this, and can you come speak? And, sometimes those things happen and sometimes they don't, but Kirsten was just as gung-ho as they come, and I think maybe like 4 days later, she had gathered a group of 6 ladies and said, come train us, we need you, went over to Pine Ridge, and what that's led to is, as mentioned, the growth throughout Alachua County with us being able to go into neighborhoods affected by gun violence, after schools that are working with kids that don't have the resources that they need. But when I say that, it's humbling to receive something like this, because while the work that I do is not done in a silo, and it's never the first thing. You think you're doing something novel, and it's never novel. You're always standing on the shoulders of somebody who went before you. And as I look back at all the many people that say, oh, I was in Pine Ridge long ago, and those are the work that we continue to do is because people went before us. And from the beginning, when I first started Peak, one of the things that was very important to me was that this is a community-wide effort. Literacy is not, when literacy needs are not being made, you can't just go, oh, well, the schools aren't doing it. We have to come together as a community and make sure that the kids are getting what they need, while also advocating for the schools to educate our kids in the way that they need to be. And so as we come around our community and support teachers, as we support after schools and giving excellent instruction to these kids so that they can make progress, I welcome volunteers, for you all to be a part, for you to follow Peak on our social media and come stand at a table with us, come talk to people, come volunteer with us. It's important that it's a community-wide effort and not just government grants that keep us going. As you know, that can be very unpredictable. But if we each do a little bit of our part, whether it's with gun violence, food security, there's so many things that we can all be passionate about, but if we're all working together, we're actually going to really make a difference in our community. And so thank you to all of you that have done things out at Pine Ridge and the other things that are going on in our community that are wonderful, and thank you so much for this award. I'm very grateful.
Make your sermon short.
Acknowledge members of Alice's family who are here somewhere. Everybody want to say hi to them and stuff, so thank you for coming.
Thank you all. Let us now be in an attitude of reverence as we begin the service. Noel, would you come up and light our chalice, please? We're set up a little different this morning, so it'll all make sense eventually. No, we're doing things differently today. Shut up. Thank you, Noel. The chalice lighting words were written by Wayne Aronson. In flame from this chalice, may we find the light of faith, the glow of hope, and the warmth of service. May we ever grow in faith, hope, and service as we kindle our own lights from its spark. Sherry Woodbury composed our opening words this morning. Whether by habit or out of need, whether in body or through cyberspace, you entered this sanctuary. Light, shining sky inside. Open space for hearts and minds. There's no separation here of the sacred from the profane. No setting apart from the natural world. For nothing can be more precious than the ordinary beauty of spring or the stirrings of the human spirit. Let us bring then our holy hearts and our sacred bits of soil into this place of ritual and song. Let us once more commingle the elements of heaven and earth in this shrine of interconnection. Come, let us worship together. Please rise in body or spirit and join together in singing of hymn number 207, Earth Was Given as a Garden. The words will be on the screen. This is the same tune as the closing song we're singing. I was back there when they started playing the piano, and I said, no, we're not doing Blue Boat Home yet. So y'all are going to be in fine form when we sing the next song, and I want it to sing out loudly. Each week you are invited to write in our heart, slow down. Each week you are invited to write what is on your heart in the Joys and Sorrows book beside when you come into the door of the sanctuary. Our first joy are the visitors we have with us today. Besides our speakers this morning, we have Christine and Delia. Hi. Okay, I will read the entries that were put into the book. Jonathan Carone wrote, "My wife was chosen as the musician of the year." Okay. I don't know where he is. "It's always wonderful to be recognized for something you have dedicated most of your life to. It's a real joy." Congratulations. And this person didn't write their name. And I can't really read the writing. Is it Zora Simmons? Zohara? Okay. She writes, the part I can't read then, "I continue to weep over the slaughter of Palestinian people, Lebanese people, Iranian people, due to ignorance, greed, and racism. May it end soon, for sure." Okay, Judith Kendall writes, "Grateful for you friends who have given me rides while I deal with a vision problem that prevents me from driving. Also grateful for people who refrain from saying, 'Have you tried blah, 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 blah.'" Oh, we all get that. Thanks for the reminder not to do that. We all carry joys and sorrows, and some we may not speak out loud, but hold in our hearts. For these unspoken joys and sorrows, I would like to invite you to come forward and drop a stone in our communal water bowl. Let the water represent the love and support of this church community for all who are gathered here. Jim, are you coming down for the caring and concerns? Okay. Jim from the caring committee will drop 2 stones in the bowl for the joys and sorrows our online worshipers are feeling. Please come forward.
Good morning. I'm Erin Parrish. I'm a short, white, cisgendered woman. I'm wearing a navy blue shirt that says, "Protect the planet" on it, because this week is Earth Day. Someday, I think it's the 22nd. And I haven't done this in a very long time, so I'm kind of nervous. So if it would really help if the kiddos and anybody young at heart could come up here. Come up here with me. I'm going to sit down here. Yeah, you just have a seat. There's James is young at heart. We know that. Okay, so we're going to talk about something you don't expect to be talked about in church. Dirt. Yep, dirt. You know, that's the thing that grown-ups tell you. They tell you to wash that off, right, when you get in the house, right? But here's the thing. Dirt's amazing, right? You're going to go play in dirt after, even though grown-ups tell you to wash it off. So here's the thing. Dirt is made up of, like, tiny bits of leaves and other things. There's earthworms in dirt. And so that means dirt is like a story. It's a story about change. And have you ever planted something like a seed? Let's pretend like we're seeds, right? So your feet are the roots, right? They're in the dirt, right? So they're with all the worms and the leaves, all right? So then it's going to rain, and you're going to start to grow, right? You're going to start to grow. Where's your leaves? Come on, where's your leaves? You're going to grow. The sun's going to make you grow, and then there's going to be wind. What kind of plant are you? Sunflower? What kind of plant, Savannah?
A blueberry bush.
A blueberry bush. Yeah, blueberries are in season right now, right? Yeah, they're good. Okay. A bush? Okay. So we're going to go back to the roots, okay? Because that's where the dirt is, all the messy stuff. Okay, what else is in the dirt? I said worms, right? Worms. And worms do all kinds of good stuff in the dirt. They, like, wiggle around in it. They tunnel. They bring in stuff. And what else do they do in there? Let's make sure I say this right. They poop. Right? They poop. So with all this mixing and tunneling and pooping, it helps the soil stay alive and ready for new growth. So dirt is busy, and dirt is full of life, but it's also common. And that messy stuff, it makes it messy. That poop makes it messy, right? So that can be uncomfortable. So maybe that's because from the time we were little, we were told not to get dirty, and definitely not to stay that way. Has anyone ever gotten in trouble for coming inside with dirty hands or dirty feet? I certainly have. And any of you kids, have your grown-ups ever told you to go out and get dirty? No. But today you are going to, I know. That's a little different. You're not? Well, that's okay. You don't have to. And grown-ups, what does it mean if your kid goes to school all dirty? People are going to say, what kind of parent are you? What will people think? And then kids, do any of you have, like, baby brothers and sisters? No? But you've seen dirty diapers, right? They're pretty yucky, aren't they? Yeah? Parents know they're pretty yucky. So somewhere along the way, dirty just stopped meaning earth. It started meaning bad. But what if dirt isn't bad? What if dirt is where life begins again? So today we're going to share a communion, a dirt communion. And I'm losing everything here. So James, can you move the chalice flame back to where it's supposed to be? And Elise and Katie, can you help transform the chalice into our dirt communion pot? And now James is going to take over.
All right, so you guys have been so patient. This has been a very, very full beginning to our service, and I just want to say that I am so impressed at all of our kids and adults who have been so patient with their bodies. And I'm going to invite you to do one more embodied thing. I noticed that most of our kids did not come do water communion and dropping the happy sad rocks, and that's okay. But today I'd like to invite you to come forward. You can start now while I'm still talking, because we want to do this now with our bodies. Our kids first, can I have you come line up right here in the middle? And then any adults who want to join in, and I do encourage all of our adults to join in, we're going to line up a little further away, because this is a tempting bowl of mess right here. If you brought dirt, if you brought sacred dirt from your gardens or from your travels, now is the time to hold that in your fist and bring it forward into this line. And Jane is going to play some music while we have our dirt communion. When you come forward, I'm going to invite you to take a scoop of this dirt from this bowl into our beautiful chalice pot. And our kids, when you are done, and our adults, when you're done, we have cleared this walkway so that you can continue the flow sideways, which is different from going left or right, but that's what we're doing today. And our kids gather in the back, and when all of our children are done, you are free. You may leave with the adults in childcare. Not on your own, please. Form this line, and as we move together, you can begin the line, Savannah. As we move together, just as we do for our joys and concerns, as you come and scoop a little bit of this dirt into this pot, know that you are taking part in a handshake. If you did not bring dirt from home, scoop dirt from this bowl and know that this is not just dirt collected from a bag bought at Home Depot. It is some of that. But it is also dirt that I walked around this morning and scooped from all the sacred places of this community. This dirt holds bits of dirt from our compost, where we put the scraps after we gather for food. This is dirt from our parking lot, where our true community ministry is done and built together outside of services and meetings and gatherings. This is dirt from our playground, which when I asked Katie to give me a scoop, she said, well, it's a little bit blue. And I said, that's okay. It could be from holy powder, it could be from tie-dye, we will never know. But it carries the energy and the joy and experience that nourishes our children. This is dirt from our memorial garden, where the spirits and the energy of those who came before still live on, our community ancestors. We have dirt from the mountain, dirt from our yards. We have ashes scooped from our fire pits. We have, I collected dirt from our memorial garden and from our courtyard, the gravel underneath where the water splashes from our fountain. When you participate in this, when you add your dirt into this sacred earth, you are helping, like a worm helps chew up this soil. You are helping us chew our history into something commingled, and you are helping us to become one single sacred dirt. Blessed be this dirt. This dirt does not ask us to be excellent. This dirt does not ask us to be clean. This dirt only asks us to be present. And it is the foundation for every root and every seed. It lives packed over top of us so that we have something to brace against, to grow deep roots within. It is the place where we find our power, and it is what stays on our shoes when we have been very busy loving the world. Blessed be the grit that sticks to our hands today. It reminds us that we do not grow in sterile rooms. We grow in the dark. We grow in the damp. We grow in the messy, unpolished reality of community. We bless these rocks that we have brought with us today, the heavy things in our hearts. And we bless the nutrients that they offer, the labor and the love and the invisible healing of our shared history. By stepping foot into this space, you have already become part of this dirt, whether you have ever attended a service or whether you are here for the first time to celebrate growth in other gardens. Let us all be mixed together in this pot, and let us be real, and let us be gritty, and let this be our home. Amen. Our children have left us. They are no longer in this room, but because we always do this and we are, all of us, or many of us, are fans of routine, we're still going to sing our song. We're going to sing This Little Light of Mine, and then we will move on with our service.
A Meditation on Planting by David Snedden. Earth, clay from which we are made and to which we will return. Soil, rich and aromatic, crumbling in my fingers, dark under my nails, being dirty. This cleansing dirt, the natural filter for aquifers, holds life. Once weathered rock and dissolved mineral now joins with humus, decaying material feeding hungry fungus and bacteria. You are living, made of living organisms and giving us life. Forgive us for treating you like dirt. Overlooked as we walk over you without a second look, littered with our discarded cartons and plastic bags. Forgive us our seeping toxins from clever industrial innovations. We know that if we want to make our gardens and even Mother Earth functioning well, it takes our time, our talents, and our money to keep it all healthy. Well, so does our church. We need to maintain the buildings, pay the staff, buy the materials necessary for programming, which includes, don't forget, the coffee hour we so love after the service. And we need to support the community, and we also support the community volunteer agencies that are so dear to us, like today's Moms Demand Action. Place cash or checks in the offering plate, use the QR code on the screen, or go to UUFG website, punch give, share the plate, and you can donate that way. Will the ushers please come forward?
Good morning. My name is James Chase, and if you don't know me, which I actually don't recognize all of the faces in this room, which is a wonderful thing, I am the Director of Lifespan Faith Development here at the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Gainesville. I'm a white, medium-sized person with short, curly hair, glasses, and today I am showing up a little bit grubby. I am wearing my brown t-shirt with a skull with its mouth open and a rainbow kind of winding its way around the skull. I have my green vest with pride pins and my UU pins on it, and I'm wearing my punk black pants with a rip in it. And if you come give me a hug after service, I will hug you with everything in me, but please know that I am a little bit sweaty and stinky because I was out scooping dirt around the congregation. So, fair warning. I want to start with a quick time acknowledgement. We are usually very focused on keeping ourselves to an hour, and we had a beautiful full start to the service, and we're not going to make it in an hour. So just a check-in with your body. If you need to get up and stretch, please do. If you need to get up and use the facilities, please do. If you have time commitments and you can't stay, I fully understand. You're not going to hurt my feelings if you get up and walk out halfway through the sermon. However, if you can, get yourself to a place where you can just sink in, settle your feet, your little root toes into the ground, and soak up the nutrients that are brought here today with love and community. I will admit that as we set up this activity and we talked about doing it, I felt a lot of anxiety. I've noticed a lot of our worship team and our facilities people, people who know the work that goes into keeping this place clean, heard about this and said, what are we doing today? Why are we doing this? We're bringing the dirt inside? Like, James, we're fine with the dirt that you let the kids roll around in outside, but inside is a lot. And I feel it too. It's right there, it's loud. And we can let that one go too. The messy part is over, and the damage was really minimal. I was expecting way, way worse. We can take a deep breath and let that one go too. When we first started talking about dirt communion, we had people asking, are we gonna eat the dirt? I heard that one like 5 times when we talked about dirt communion, because when we talk about communion, that's to consume, right? That is to take in the blood and the body of Christ is the traditional thought there. And that's not what we're doing today. It's more in line with water communion. We don't drink that water either. That would not be safe. With water communion, if you are familiar, UUs have done this for decades. It's a thing where people can bring water from their homes, from their travels. Usually it's done in the fall, and it's a commingling. It's a coming together and a washing. It's becoming together as community. Today, we are doing something different. We are bringing together dirt. There are parallels, but it's not quite the same. After this service, we're going to take this dirt and we're going to dump most of it into our garden beds or into our compost. I'm going to take some out for the kids to play with, but some of it will be saved in a jar. And that jar will contain our sacred, blessed dirt. And this dirt will be kept for any potential dirt rituals we might end up needing to do. You're probably wondering what exactly would a dirt ritual look like, and I don't know. There's a lot of rituals that call for water because water is clean and easy. We don't know what rituals might need to call for dirt, and we might have to get creative and make them up as we go, which, if you know me, is how I do everything. That's how I'm doing the sermon right now. There's notes, but that's it. We've gathered for water communion. Today we have gathered for dirt communion, and today we're grounding ourselves. We're going to do this. We've done this ritual because sometimes we do need to talk about the things that stick to us. The things that are gritty, the things that, if we are honest, make us feel dirty. Earlier, Erin helped us pretend to be seeds growing into the sunlight. It's such a beautiful, clear image that we all hold and kids can understand. A seed buried in the cool, dark earth, patted down until the nutrients that it needs are received, until the water cracks open the shell, until the sunlight and the warmth help it to spread out. We don't look at a seed and think, that is filthy. To a seed, the dirt isn't a mess, it's its home. It's the very cradle of beginning and becoming. When our children play in the mud, they don't feel shame. I've watched it. That's my whole gig, is messy play dates. They never feel ashamed. They'll coat their bodies, they'll take off their clothes so they can feel the paint and the dirt and the sensory experience, because that's how they learn. I have references, I have sites and sources that I can cite if you have questions about that. It is just true. Experiencing the world is how we learn. They don't look at their paint-covered bodies or their messy knees and think, I have failed, I have done something wrong. They only learn that shame when it is reflected back to them by the mirrors of the adults that see them, that are standing in the doorway to their house, to their sanctuaries, and they send them a message in whatever way that says that by arriving in their dirty selves, they've done something wrong. We, the adults, teach them that messy means unworthy, or in some sad cases that it means dangerous. It makes sense. As the adult, we look at a child, we look at a pair of boots covered in mud, tracking dirt into our homes, our carefully kept towers, our places of safety and cleanliness. And what we see when we see that dirt is the time and the effort it will take to repair, to clean, to get things back to a state of normal. That is real work. It is not something that we're making up. It is real work in real time, and it makes a lot of sense to not want to do it, especially when we are drained of resources and we're already tired. However, when we prioritize eliminating the labor of cleaning over the thriving of the individual in front of us, we might be making a mistake. If we spend so much energy trying to keep the sanctuary of our homes and our lives sterile, if we tell them never to get dirty, tell our children, tell our people never to get dirty, or to keep their shoes out of puddles, to never get their socks wet, we run the risk of accidentally delaying the very important development and growth, the immune systems of the body and the spirit that our children need to survive in this wider world. Because here is the truth: shame does not make the dirt go away. Shame just causes people to feel like they've done something wrong in experiencing it. And sometimes it's not a choice. Sometimes the world makes us get dirty. And if you feel shame about coming into a space a little bit dirty, then you're not going to show it to people. You're going to take that dirt, you're going to take that mess, and you're going to hide it away. When we believe that our messiest parts, our mistakes, our conflicting opinions, our growing imperfect edges, or the parts of ourselves that we don't think are fit for polite company are dirty, we hide them in the dark closets of our soul. And in that moist darkness where sunlight and water cannot reach, dirt doesn't become a garden, it becomes a sore spot. It can turn into a sore, and over time it can turn into an infection. Does that mean that we should allow all of the dirt from the outside world into our homes, into our spaces? Should we just let our inside homes become a garden? Probably not. Maybe we should ask people to brush off their shoes or take off their shoes, or to hose off the really muddy toddlers at the door and then wrap them in a warm towel before ushering them inside for a proper bath. Inside is for washing. Inside is where the cleaning happens. When we are too ashamed to admit that we struggle with the changes in our world, that maybe we find new pronouns difficult, or maybe we feel that we are too much by showing up as we are, or if we're just plain exhausted from being excellent in a world that doesn't nourish excellence, we are hiding the very nutrients of our community, nutrients that our community needs to grow. We aren't failing, we are just dehydrating and starving ourselves. We long for a sanctuary that means immunity from the grit of life. We want to be clean, but a clean community is often just a quiet museum. I think we've all maybe been into houses, or maybe we have houses like that, where the good dishes are kept away in the cabinet. The couches aren't for sitting on, they're kept under plastic wrap. You can't put things down without a coaster, and it's hard to thrive in a space like that. Maybe some people do, and that's a wonderful thing too, but for messy, growing people, you have to be so much more worried about what you're touching than existing. In this congregation, I believe that we want it to be a home. We don't want it to just be a museum. We want it to be a home where people can come and exist. A home is a place where people can walk in with dirty feet. A home is a place where all members who live here share in the labor of cleaning. Not because we hate the mess and we need things to be clean, but because we love the mess. We love the people that bring that mess in. We truly do care for those people, and so it is a joy to clean. A chalice holds water and fire, apparently, and a flower pot holds dirt. We are meant to leave these sanctuaries and go out into the world to get messy, to do the work of social justice, to find out where we were wrong, to find out where we were right, to grind against other people and find out what truth exists, where humanity is in both. And then we come back here, and this place is a place where we can wash and be clean, but we actually have to bring the dirt that we got messy with out in the world. We have to bring that dirt and let it be seen and let it be washed in order to benefit from that cleaning. Being clean is sacred. It's next to godliness in the Bible. It is sacred to be clean. We are happy to do the water rituals because clean feels good. And going out into the dirt of the world to do the uncomfortable, painful work of growing is also sacred. The chalice and the flower pot are not actually different. They are two facets of the exact same thing. Just like our opening and closing hymns, they have a different skin on top, but the melody and the love that went into writing them, the ritual of singing is the same. We turned this chalice back into a flower pot today to declare a new covenant, or to uplift an old one, I don't know. A covenant that says we are a community that isn't afraid to get our hands dirty and to vacuum up after our children. We are a community that knows that discomfort is the tuition that we pay for growth, and that dirt is just another word for the sacred, messy molecules of our existence. May we be brave enough to be real enough to be the uncomfortable, to feel the grief and the anger, the sadness and the hopelessness, as well as the joy and the wonder that it takes to metabolize the pain of this world into change, into real meaningful policy change that will help make this world a better place. May we stop apologizing for our grit, for our messy appearance, and start trusting that it is the very soil that shows people where the hurt is, that helps us to learn about the world around us. And it is in the soil where love is leaning. Trust that the water of our community is strong enough to wash it off and to hold every bit of it. We are not here to be perfect. We are here to be alive. Amen.
Okay, I've done a little research about the tune that we're going to sing, and we just sang. I assumed Peter Mayer wrote it. He's a contemporary of us, a contemporary song. No way. The man who wrote it, Roland Hugh Pritchard, died in 1887. So this tune has been around for a long, long time. So we've all had practice. It's a favorite tune of many of us. So let's sing it with gusto. Hymn number 1064, Blue Boat Home. The closing words are on the screen. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are again. As I close the service, I will share a reading by Norman V. Naylor. Our eyes and minds turn now toward the ordinary, leaving this space made sacred by our presence. Take with you at least some seed of understanding, hope, and courage, and drop it into the confusion of the world. Nourish that seed that it may grow as a tree of life, giving shelter to the weary and hope to the despairing. Be yourself a branch of the tree of life. Amen. Our service is over, but our community continues. Please stay to congratulate the Alice Primack Social Justice Award winner in the social hall and the moms group who will also be in the social hall, and enjoy coffee and conversation. Thank y'all.